I decided to play Sword Art Online Hollow Realization to see if it's worth your time, so you don't have to. I have to admit, I can't talk a lot about the connections with the anime and manga, since I never got that deep into it, and I'm sure I missed some references and Easter eggs. It's still a game about an anime in a game, so let's see what it looks like. Click that subscribe button and let's dive in. Hollow Realization is definitely a game I would recommend. It showcases some truly inspired design and gets remarkably close to conveying the experience of playing on the online RPGs that the characters from Sword Art Online are always involved in. In summary, it's a little that nearly deserves an enthusiastic thumbs up. Sword Art Online Hollow Realization is truly enjoyable in terms of gameplay. I particularly appreciate it because I've always been fond of games that playfully twist the norms of different genres. It was truly delightful to witness a single-player RPG striving to emulate the themes and framework of a persistent online MMO, and Hollow Realization does an exceptional job of capturing that aesthetic. The interface resembles the typical MMO style, filled with icons and featuring a simulated chat window along with an event log to monitor combat actions and keep players informed on their current goals. From the for-friend list to the thoughtful incorporation of the familiar MMO jargon, and even the way that motion-controlled in-game interface appears near character models when players access the in-game options menus. Hollow Realization stands out as the most effective attempt to recreate the illusion of engaging in the fictional VR online games that the characters in the Sword Art Online experience. It has truly satisfied the craving that I've had, and that's something to be grateful for. While it may not be completely original, it certainly offers a more polished version of Hollow Fragment's concept, enhanced by a pleasantly familiar storyline. The latest anime installment is set in the Sword Art Origin, which serves as a sort of reboot to the original Sword Art Online, the game where Kirito and his friends first found themselves in a prolonged life or death scenario. Thankfully, the deadly game element has been removed from this version, allowing the group to safely return to the place of their initial trials, and that's deemed secure. One of the most disappointing aspects of Hollow Realization's story is that it never truly feels unsafe. While it might seem a bit predictable for the characters to find themselves in yet another death game, the scenario would somewhat contradict the essence of the narrative. However, the thrill of a death game does bring excitement similar to Lost Song. Players in Hollow Realization often find themselves idly watching as a character and his friends meander through the game. A large part of the main quest revolves around Kirito simply saying, "Hey, let's check out that cool place over there," and everyone eagerly agreeing to go. I'm not someone who insists on having grand adventures in every RPG I play. Often, the most enjoyable moments arise when the stakes are low, like when you and your friends just want to celebrate, embark on a road trip, gather crafting materials, or raise some chocobos. However, there needs to be some level of stakes or a feeling of character growth to make the time spent feel valuable, and Hollow Realization misses the mark here. Even the main storyline, which revolves around an apparently sentient NPC named Premier, seems like a rehash of the numerous "this AI character is real" narratives in Sword Art Online has already tackled. Plus, with Kirito having an AI daughter, Yui, who has appeared in every game, this plot lacks any sense of freshness. The slow and deliberate pacing of the game doesn't really help matters, as it often places story quests in a vague timeline that can lead to long stretches of exploration and side quests, While it's nice to encourage players to take their time and not rush through everything, this campaign structure feels so loose at times that I start to worry I might have accidentally broken something in the game. In certain respects, I can't fully fault Hollow Realization for its current state. The Sword Art Online franchise has never quite recaptured the magic of its original story arc, so one could say the game remains consistent with that trend. However, it's a bit disappointing now because the systems and technical aspects seem strong enough to have allowed for more ambitious narratives and character development. From a gameplay perspective, Hollow Realization appears to be a more polished and successful version of what Aquaria aimed for with Hollow Fragment and Infinity Moment prior, avoiding the oversimplification issues that affected the Argent developed Lost Song. The changes are particularly noticeable in the combat system, which minimizes the need for a complicated menu navigation and enhances the real-time elements, all while maintaining an enjoyable game within a game vibe. Players can still use face buttons for basic attacks for their chosen sword skill specials, and by pressing the touchpad, they can access an MMO-style hotbar for additional abilities and items. Timing and positioning play a more significant role, requiring players to monitor enemy attack zones and skill execution to maximize the effectiveness of their abilities and their teammates. Beyond the battle, Hollow Realization seeks to emulate the social elements typical for MMOs. Players can engage in conversation and build friendships with any other player or NPC, including those random characters meandering through town who aren't part of the main narrative. A simple button press allows you to view a profile page that displays a player's personality traits like inquisitive or attractive, each linked to a set of relevant attributes and skills. With enough persistence, you can recruit any fellow player to your party, and offering praise for their accomplishments in combat can shape their personality, tactics, and stat development. It's a clever concept, though it might be a bit too subtle in execution. During my time playing, I struggled to engage with it beyond just pressing the button to say good job whenever my girlfriend dealt a particularly impressive blow to a monster. This enhanced visuals make it much more enjoyable to dive into a game. Hollow Realization now surpasses the appearance of an upscaled PS3 title, featuring more intricate models and environments, along with vibrant and rich aesthetic. Sadly, for those with a Vita, this improvement comes with severe performance issues. It's best to avoid the Vita version. I'm torn about Sword Art Online Hollow Realization. On one hand, the gameplay is more engaging than ever, but on the other hand, its storyline feels like a rehash of the more recent Sword Art Online narratives, which is a bit of a drawback. A more daring plot that stray from the physical Sword Art Online formula would be easier to suggest to those who aren't already fans of the series. However, as it is, Hollow Realization still firmly fits within the Sword Art Online universe with its ups and downs. Still wondering if it's for you? Check out the video on the right because YouTube thinks it's the right one for you. Maybe you'll find something that you will rather play. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if this video helps you in your decision. It helps me provide more and better content for you. Leave a comment if you want more information on another specific title, and see you next time. Bye bye.